actually it goes back literally to like the Columbus era, not just like the Columbus era, but actually like there were Muslims on Columbus's ship. Here's the anecdote that I think will like change the way that people understand Islam's place in modern post-Columbian American history. Story of me joining professional wrestling promotion, and the only real authentic parts of that film are the wrestling matches.
The fact that a camera is not necessarily just a camera is part of that. What I mean by that is
it's the most powerful technology in the world.
Okay. Welcome to Here and Now by Edgy TV, where we come together with different people who have a connection to immigration in Canada to hear their stories and discuss the challenges they faced and rewarding experiences they've had along their journeys. My name is Ijaz Alibai. Our guest today is author, film director, journalist, wrestler.
Retired wrestler.
Okay, retired wrestler. The list goes on. But, you know, I'm sensing a bit of a hiatus. I don't know. That could just be me. But
and inaugural Edgy TV guest.
Yes, inaugural. And he has directed films such as The Lebanese Burger Mafia and Making Kayfabe. He is the founder of and an instructor at the Pandemic University School of Writing. The bad news baron himself, Omar Mouallem. Welcome and thank you for coming.
Thanks so much for having me on your first show. What an honor, for real.
The feeling is mutual, 1,000%.
I'm sorry that no one better was available for episode number 1, but I'm happy to be the first.
I'm pretty sure we all think here that we couldn't think of a better person for day one. I mean, you taught me how to use the Keurig. That's gonna go a long way for guests to come.
Ijaz's first experience with the Keurig.
Yeah, that was
huge. Had to
huge.
make my own coffee on episode number 1.
That was huge. Yeah. But, you know, team building exercise, I would say.
Yes, it was.
We're looking like monkeys back there trying to plug things in. And, yeah.
It got the blood flowing.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a million things I could talk to you about, but I honestly want to talk about first Making Kayfabe. Because
sure.
I watched that last night, and it quite sincerely blew me away. I mean, from front to back, the way that it encapsulates a community that's going on. And I found this amongst all of your projects that I was able to dive into a little bit. They all really connected me to my surroundings as an Edmontonian, as an Albertan. There's so much stuff going on. And I feel like that aspect of Edmonton, of Alberta, sometimes kind of gets swept under the rug. And it's, you know, because of people like you that these things get to be shared and exposed and brought to light for people to see. And would you call it the amateur wrestling community, or is that not the
indie wrestling?
Indie, that's right.
Yeah.
Because they're good.
Well, some people might call it like, you know, indie pro wrestling or, you know, amateur pro wrestling. But I think, you know, the people who are in it just like to call it the indie wrestling scene. Because they take a lot of pride in it, sounds like.
No doubt.
Indie rock.
Right.
You know? And it kind of is like, there is something very, I mean, there's something very like cool about it, despite the fact that it's professional wrestling, which, you know, people think is very uncool. You know, it used to be, and it still kind of is, that if you tell someone that like you like pro wrestling, you're kind of admitting to being like a flawed human being.
Well, there are some people with that,
but it's just not. It's not. Wrestling has evolved so much, and it's become really cool. One of the things that I love that's happened in the last like 10 years or so, and I actually credit RuPaul's Drag Race for this, is that no one is like pretending that wrestling isn't campy and kitschy and silly anymore.
Right.
They're embracing that.
Right.
And so in the movie, I make this comparison to like drag. And I feel like wrestling is kind of the original drag show.
Right.
People, you know, ordinary people, teachers, policy analysts, carpenters, whatever, they get to transform into someone entirely different, and moonlight as wrestlers. And you get out there and you're campy and you're silly and you're either like really, really good or really, really evil. And it's just a hell of a lot of fun. The scary thing, though, is that it takes an enormous amount of skill just to even try it.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
yeah, I think
Yeah.
people don't appreciate how much it is. Like, they understand that it's choreographed, but it's expertly choreographed in the way that to be a professional wrestler is like being a professional dancer. Yeah. Highly physical, highly sophisticated, like more intellectual than you might think.
right. And if they don't know that, they'll find out once they watch Making Kayfabe.
Yes.
And also in terms of putting on the persona, everybody does that apparently except for the announcer. I can't remember his name right now.
Spencer Love.
That's right,
Yes.
yeah. That's him at all times.
Yes.
Would you say that, do you think kayfabe is a term that's used in drag as well?
No, but
Or
it
is
is it is becoming increasingly like a cultural term that is being used to explain, I think, a lot of modern sort of, I don't know, behaviors or modern like cultural, like modern things in our modern culture. So, for example, the way that we conduct ourselves on social media. For example, the captions we write on our Instagram or the person that we are on our TikTok. Social media began as this sort of like theoretically this authentic expression of yourself, right?
Yes.
That's sort of what it was supposed to mean in the MySpace and early Facebook days.
Yeah.
But what I think it's actually become is a performative version of ourselves, much like
For sure.
with professional wrestlers, when you make kayfabe, when you stay in character, that character might even go by your real name.
Right.
And that character might have the same job that you have, but it's a amplified version of it. So
Right.
kayfabe kind of helps us explain, like make sense of how we present ourselves out in the world versus who we are at home.